Hello everybody, and welcome to episode 5 of our All of Fabric Let's Play. Today, as we discussed in the last episode, we're going to focus entirely on farming and food and getting nice food set up. We have a few different things we're going to work with. One is the sandwichables mod, which I added in mostly to troll my friend Knight, but also because I thought it looked like a really cool mod, so we're going to try that out. But this is our agricultural quest line. So we have quite a few things to work on in here. One thing I did notice is that the Farmer's Delight mod seems pretty similar to Sandwichable in the idea that it has different things to make food with, so we'll work on that some. But we're going to start right here with Blockhead. Hit the checkbox. Wait, why will it not let me take my reward? Do I need... Oh, I need all the things before I can get the Blockhead. Okay. So, to make a market, we just need some wood, planks, and red wool. I have some red dye back at the base, and I have all the things I need to make wool and wood. So, I'll get that set up, and we will come back once I have that and a few other things to get us started today. I went through the quest book and checked out some of the things we need for the first section that I want to get finished, and that's the market, a chicken's nest, feeding trough, and then the 3 different types of fertilizer. I want to have an area to build our animal pens and our crops to get started, to get all those things set up. I was looking at the map, and I think that this section here, where the water kind of juts in, is a good spot to do it. I'm going to terraform it a little bit, and we're going to put in a barn, and we'll move these pens around a little bit. I had started a sheep and a cow pen right here in the middle of the village, so I'm going to do some work off camera, getting set up, and start construction. Cat, interesting. And we'll come back once we have like the basics done and we can do some building together on our new farm. I have made a couple of changes up here just to get started on this construction area. I changed up the way this fence looks, so I'm using oak palisades instead. I just like the way they look over fences a little bit. I also expanded the sheep area just a little bit and added in this wool or a carpet entryway for me to get in and out without the sheep getting out. I'm expanding the area that we are building here. I did the same over here with the cows, by the way. I just expanded the area. I'm slowly redesigning it. But what I'm doing is over here, this area up here, I am flattening this area out and getting rid of this hill to expand the area of our little village a little bit, and then I'm using the materials I get from it to flatten out the area where I want to build my farm. So we're just using our new steam drill we made in the last episode. It makes short work of flattening out this hill. And we're collecting all resources in our dank so that we can go use it when we expand the area where we're going to be building the barn at. So it's just a slow process, but we are getting to it. Nice thing about the drill is that it can mine through dirt, it can mine through rock, it can mine through all the ores. It can also, it does 3x3 by default. So like if we did this area, it would be a 3x3. If I want some more fine control, just hold down shift and I can do a 1x1 area. It also gives me silk touch without having to get silk touch, so for this early in the game is really nice. And we're getting a huge amount of resources from clearing this out. So I want to bring this down to the level here and have this area kind of match that, and we'll work up to that hill. And then this area will be our new expansion for the village. So it's going to take some time to get all of that dug out, to get the area filled in, and then I can actually start doing some building for our barn. But I will be back once we get some building going. Making progress. Alright, I've gotten quite a bit of more resources done. I know that that is a bit of an eyesore over there, but I do have plans for that in the future. Once I cut all that area out, I'm going to terraform it down a little bit. It will look much better, I promise. One of the things that, if anybody who knows me in Minecraft, drives me crazy is when people build areas underneath like this that are, they just fill the top in. So I did this to kind of demonstrate it. It is one of my biggest pet peeves. It drives me crazy. So let me need to get some dirt out of here. What do I have very little of this? So put the grass in that place. So one thing I built to make this a lot easier using modded Minecraft is the diamond staff ability. It just cost me 1 diamond. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. 1 diamond and 2 sticks, and I get a diamond staff ability. What that does is it allows me to extend the blocks that I'm building with. It's hard to see underwater, but basically, since I have dirt in my inventory, it extends the dirt out and fills in an area like that. I've used up a lot of dirt very quickly, but it filled in that area underneath. It's not going to be perfect. There'll be a couple places where, you know, sand falls or something, and so it will not be 100% filled in, but it will be a lot better than if I was doing it by hand, and it won't take nearly as long. So that's pretty cool. You can see you can build in every direction. So we're going to keep going, getting more dirt, and then taking dirt and filling in this area. I'm going to extend this out to make like a new shoreline that goes over here. And then we'll start putting the barn in. So I'll be back once I have this area set up. I just took a small break from working on the barn because I kept turning into issues where my inventory would fill up. So what I did to fix it is I went and did some mining, and I got our block dank up to level 3. So if you look at the dank 2, hold on, let me get this unlocked so I can put it here. The dank 2 has 2 rows, and they max out at 1024 storage in each of those spaces. The dank 3 goes up to 3 rows, so I can add more types of items, and it goes up to 4,096 items per space. I also have locked a few tools in my toolbar. You can do that by hitting left alt, and it locks the items in that spot so that you can't shift them into other inventories. They can't get moved from there. I got bad omen when I killed a pillager, and milk doesn't get rid of it, and I don't know why. So if anybody knows why in this mod pack milk doesn't clear your bad omen status effect, let me know. But so now I have plenty of space to collect lots of resources and all that. I emptied pretty much all the blocks that I had in my 2 block chests here into the bank so that I can just carry them around with me. I also got quite a bit of ores. What's really interesting is with the upgrade to the steam mining drill, the biggest benefit of it is that I get everything in ore form now. So when I was using raw iron, I get 1 raw iron per mining using the diamond pickaxe. So if we look at the use for that on the forge hammer, which is what we were using, we would get, for 3 of these, we'd get 4. So it's 1.33 iron dust per ore clump. So I was getting 1 ore clump per iron ore. So now I get 1 of these for each. What I used to get 1 of these when I used the drill. When I use these, just with the ore hammer or the forge hammer, just like we've been doing, here it is, we get 3 iron ore. So we're basically tripling what we got before. Once we get the macerator up and running during our next episode, we'll be able to just do that here. We'll get 3 raw iron, just like in the forge hammer, and then each of those will become 1.5. So from 1 of these, where we used to just get one of these and we get 1.33 iron ingots per. Now we're getting 3 times 1.5, so 4.5 iron ingots per iron ore that we find. And that's true of all the ores that we find underground. So this is a huge game changer already, and it's just the first level of upgrade that we get for our drilling. So just wanted to show that to you. Now that I have done this, I have quite a bit of dirt in here. I have in my backpack, I still have this diamond staff of building. So I just need to go and finish filling in this area and mining some more over there, and then we'll be ready to build our farm, our barn. So we'll be back once we get some more building done. I just wanted to show you the detour that we took. I am still working on my barn. You can see out there, I haven't done too much. I did a little bit of the fence to finish it up, and I figured out a little bit of stuff, but nothing too crazy. To build the barn, I just don't feel like I have enough block types. So I decided it's time to go get some saplings, so I have different types of trees. Which means it's adventure time, and I thought you might enjoy going with me on the adventure. I brought some extra copper and wood to make tools, because copper tools have pretty decent damage. Not anywhere near like the iron and the diamond, but they're usable. I brought along my mining drill, though it's out of fuel. I gotta go grab some fuel. I brought a bucket so I can get water for this if I need to. A couple little things I need to drop off in here, but I brought extra food, I brought a bed, and one thing I did do, and I think I'm going to end up doing more of, is I made another dank for storing saplings, because that's what I'm going for. So I'm going to use this like a bag, and I can store a bunch of different types of saplings. These things are actually really neat the way they work, because like the block one, for example, I can switch this to I need to be on it when I hit it. Yeah, so if I can switch it from bag, so bag means that when I open it up, it's like a bag and I can store it. And if I hit I when I have it, then I can switch to construction. And then whichever block I'm set on, it will place the block into the world. It's pretty interesting. So these are like pretty much just really fancy shulker boxes. And anybody who knows me knows how much I love shulker boxes. So first thing we're going to do before we take off is take a little snooze so that it's daytime when we're leaving. Go take a minute for our sun to set so that we can do that. Oh, come on. Go down, sun. We're done with you. There we go. Oh, I did get a golden hook. I think I got a couple episodes and I forgot to show it. It's a cosmetic object from Artifacts, but it also has effects. So you can do it with just the effects. You can do the effects and the cosmetics, or you can just do the cosmetics. But since I'm a pirate, I thought that the hook for hand was pretty cool. And it also increases the experience dropped by creatures. So, win-win. Okay, so let's take a look at our map. This direction, I can see that there are some different saplings, and there's also a building over here I wouldn't mind checking out. There's some saplings this direction. I did explore down this direction a little bit. I think that the first way I want to go is up to here. So I'm going to add a waypoint. We'll just call it temp. So the green waypoint is where we're headed, which is difficult to see. Which way would it be? Let's go. So it's north of our building in that direction, right? Yeah. Waypoints can be very difficult to see. The purple waypoint with the Oh, there it is. I can see it now. The purple waypoint with the red one next to it is our base. So we'll be heading back there when we're done. Lots of stuff to climb up. I probably will do some jump cuts during this time. Hey, my golems are still trapped in a hole down there. I gotta fix that. That would have been really helpful when the pillagers came to attack me. I'll probably do some jump cuts because I don't want to make this episode 4 hours long, but I thought a little bit of adventuring together could be fun. Oh, there's a mimic. Leave me alone, mimic. These things are so tough. It's gonna kill me. If you ever see a chest like that in the wild, just run from it. Oh. I'll tell you what, I'm going to go back and get my stuff from that mimic and kill it. And then I will come back once I am up at that waypoint I set. Because it's probably going to take me several times to get my stuff back from this mimic, because they're ridiculously hard. I'll be back shortly. I'm back. I managed to get my stuff back from the mimic. I only died one more time. Gold mimics are nuts, but I managed to grab my stuff and get out of there without him seeing me, which was great. But the terrible thing about mimics is I'm here with my sword because I see this chest. I'm like, that's a mimic. It's going to try to eat me. It's not a mimic. In fact, I got an ender pearl, iron ingots, key fragment from probably chests, a name tag, some rabbit hide, some redstone, and some sweet berries. And bones, all from that chest, and I almost just avoided it because I thought it might have been a mimic. Wasn't a mimic. So you gotta adventure sometimes. Okay, so I need to make a new axe because I broke one. So I'm gonna do that. I'm actually gonna make a couple of them. Copper ones are not great, but they do the job. And so then I can put the extra ones in here. And that'll be good. So in this area up here, this is where I had the waypoint set. I managed to find a couple saplings already. I'm just throwing them in here and keeping them sorted. I got a pink cherry oak sapling, which is this tree right here. That wood looks pretty neat. I might use it. I'm not quite sure what it looks like. I really like the stripped version of it. So I may use that for some beams in the barn. But I want to get a whole bunch of different choices, so I have different choices. I'm also grabbing some of the crop types that I find around. Just random things. I don't have a ton of space, but I do have my backpack. I can throw some things in. There's a couple of like autumn birches and stuff up here. I've been grabbing those. So we're just going through and getting all the different saplings we can find. What I really want to find is some either spruce or some dark oak. But I have not seen that yet. So I'm going to head this way. There's that building over there that I'm really curious to see. And we'll keep an eye out for any other saplings that we haven't seen yet while we do that. But across the water here, there is a building. It looks pretty big. I think it's a pillager structure. Maybe. But it's not one that I've seen before. But yes, definitely. You see the pillager flag. You see pillagers there. So this must be added by one of our mods. But I don't know which one. So I'm going to avoid it for right now. Because I am not really equipped. But I think I'm going to put pillager camp here. And then that way I can know where it will be if I need it. I am going to make boat. Okay, good. The recipe's not different. I'm so used to... I've been playing on Bedrock as well, and the recipe's different. It always confuses me. I will be very excited when we get some better food types that are not just apples, because I want to quick grab a bunch of this sand too. I have my tank to put it in, and I've been looking for sand, so may as well grab some of this here, where an area where I'm not going to be building. where I don't mind if I just destroy the landscape. Okay. So I think that I'm just going to head off into the ocean, and we'll check out to the north and see what we can see. I'm going to come back once we find something interesting, because we're already close to 20 minutes in this episode, and I still want to get that barn finished before the end of it. So I'll let you know once I find something pretty cool, if I find anything cool, or I'll show you the saplings I get when I'm done. Did manage to find something I think is pretty cool. I'm not going to be going on to it right this minute, but right here is a real pirate ship. Not a sunken pirate ship. Pirate ship that is filled with monsters, and I am not equipped to handle it. There's also oil popping up all over the ocean. I marked one of them just to make sure I could get back to it, but if you look at the map, this area where there's like blue and purples and stuff there and there, and back here where I marked it, those are all oil wells, so you can see them just by looking at the map if you need to. But I marked the pirate ship, and I will definitely come back and check that out when I am a little more equipped to handle it. But I'm going to keep exploring, looking for those saplings, and I'll be back once I find them. Got another neat little structure, fishing boat out there with a couple of villagers in it out fishing. Got some fish and some other chests out of the loot, or loot out of the loot chests that are on it. And then I found this little island, or I guess it's part of a mainland structure. Had exactly what I was looking for. So not only does it have witch hazel and some other types of trees. Let's see if I can get a sapling from this one, because I don't have that one, but I don't. But I got some spruce, I got some dark oak, I got some elder saplings, which looks pretty interesting. A lot of those. I threw some extra plants in here too, just for the time being, while I needed the space. But I'm going to grab all the different saplings I can find here on this little section. Then I'm going to head back, and I'm going to plant some trees. I'm going to grow some trees, and I'm going to finish building my barn, and then I will come back once it is complete. So thanks for joining me on the adventure, the little bits that I did show you. I know it wasn't much, but one of these episodes will do just an entire adventure episode. But I will see you once I am back at the camp, and I have the barn finished up, so we can finish up our episode back at home. One last thing I found while I was exploring. This is actually on our way back. We passed right by it when we left, and I didn't even notice it. But right here, on the side of our main island, our base is right down there, there is a little witch hut that's built into the side of the water. And there's a witch in there. She's throwing stuff at me. Very angry. But I'm definitely going to make use of that and do something cool with it. Even if it's just clearing it out and turning it into like a little dock for when we go out on adventures. But like, it's just pretty neat. And I thought you might want to see it. So I made a bit of a block palette wall to show all the saplings and woods that I got. So I'm getting a good bit of them. Some of them are kind of strange looking, like the stripped witch hazel. But most of them are pretty nice colors that I can mix together. The ones I ended up using for the barn are the cherry, the stripped cherry, and the elder planks, and then just plain old oak. But so here it is. It's pretty simple, but does the job. I have a little area for smoking meats and stuff. This section over here is where I'm going to be building my kitchen for our different food mods. And then I have an opening back here. We're going to make some big fields for all the different crops that are available in this mod pack. So I'm pretty happy with it so far. I'm probably going to tweak some things on it. I really like the way these lattice walls came out on the sides with the animal pens. I may add to it to have some more animals as well, but I'm pretty happy in general with how it came out. I need to add some more decoration, and I need to add some more utility stuff, like, added in the kitchen stuff that I'm going to put in the side and crops. But pretty happy. It was a long journey getting this built, but I'm pretty happy with the way it came out. So give me some feedback, let me know what you think of it. But I think that's going to call it for this episode, because we're pushing much past the time I'd like to end an episode. So the next episode, we're going to continue on with the farming and get the crops all set up and actually start into the sandwichable mod and the other food mods that I have available to me to get some different options for food. And then the episode after that, we'll get back to technology. So I hope you guys have enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.